something completely different. It is the spice of life.
Divine energy flows through me, healing my spirit, body, and soul. Divine energy flows through me, cleansing my thoughts and making me whole. Calm and quiet, strong and clear, God's voice within me knows no fear. Divine energy flows through me, healing my spirit, body, and soul. Calm and quiet, strong and clear, God's voice within me knows no fear. Divine energy flows through me, healing my spirit, body, and soul. Healing my spirit, making me whole.
Thank you.
Thank you. The one person.
The journey continues. So yes, again, welcome everyone. Wherever you are on your spiritual path, your journey, however that looks, you are welcome here. You are welcome to express that however you feel necessary. We don't have any rules here except that you treat everyone with loving kindness. If you start there, then have at it, whatever that takes. I thought I'd look really official this morning and open something up. Yes. But first, we'll start with affirmative prayer. So I invite you to join me, if you will. And if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes. And if that's uncomfortable, maybe just find a spot on the floor in front of you or on a wall or a chair and just soften your gaze. Begin with just focusing on your breath. And I know I say just focusing on your breath like breath is somehow not important, yet it is the gift of life that we've all received. But begin with bringing your awareness to your breath. And notice how you're breathing in this moment. Bring presence to this moment through your breath. And let us affirm together this beautiful community that we are part of, that we choose to be a part of. That it does the work in the community and abroad that serves others, that allows us to be unified, that allows us to act as one, that brings our consciousness together as we transcend this experience that we have. And let us hold in each other that aim of whatever that person is enduring, whatever that person sees as their highest aim, let us hold that space for them. And for this gift we say, thank you, Spirit. And so it is. Is there anybody here familiar with Chat GPT? Yeah.
I got it to write a promo video for me.
Yes, there you go. So this is AI, artificial intelligence. And so this morning I thought for words of wisdom here, we would discover what a computer has to say, or artificial intelligence has to say about a few things. So I asked ChatGPT who Charles and Myrtle Fillmore are. And this is what I got back in, I think, less than 30 seconds. Charles Fillmore and Myrtle Fillmore were a husband and wife team who co-founded the Unity School of Christianity in 1889. They are considered pioneers in the New Thought movement, which emphasizes the power of positive thinking and the spiritual interconnectedness of all things. Charles Fillmore was born in 1854 in St. Cloud, Minnesota. He was raised in poverty and had little formal education. Myrtle Fillmore was born in 1845 in Pagetown, Ohio. She was also raised in poverty and suffered from chronic tuberculosis as a young adult. In the late 1880s, Myrtle attended a lecture by a spiritual healer named E.B. Weeks, who encouraged her to use positive affirmations and prayer to heal her body. Myrtle embraced this idea and experienced a remarkable healing. She shared her experience with her husband, Charles, and together they began exploring the power of positive thinking and spiritual healing. In 1889, Charles and Myrtle founded the Unity School of Christianity in Kansas City, Missouri. They began publishing a magazine called Modern Thought, which evolved into Unity magazine, and started writing books and giving lectures on spiritual healing and metaphysical principles. Today, the Unity movement has grown into a worldwide organization with churches, study groups, and prayer ministries. The Fillmore's teachings continue to inspire people around the world to cultivate their own spiritual growth and healing. It's pretty accurate from what I've been studying the last 5 years, and to think I could have gotten that 5 years ago in 30 seconds. So I asked it a couple more, but I'll share one more and then we'll move on. So I asked it, what is New Thought? And here's what ChatGPT came back with. New Thought is a spiritual and philosophical movement that emerged in the late 19th century in the United States. It emphasizes the power of positive thinking, the law of attraction, and the idea that our thoughts and beliefs have a direct impact on our experiences and outcomes in life. New Thought draws from a variety of spiritual and philosophical traditions, including Christianity, Hinduism, and Buddhism, as well as from the teachings of various mystics and spiritual leaders. Some of the key principles of New Thought include the power of affirmations and positive thinking, the importance of spiritual healing and prayer, and the belief in the unity of all things and the interconnectedness of all life. New Thought has had a significant influence on the self-help and personal growth movements, as well as on other spiritual traditions such as the Unity Church, the Church of Religious Science, and the Science of Mind. Many of the ideas and practices of New Thought, such as the use of affirmations and visualization techniques, have been widely adopted in the fields of psychology, self-improvement, and holistic healing. So amen to that. I don't know if those are wise words, but it leaves me with this question of ChatGPT as, will we ever really need to do homework again? Because you can, I did both of these things in probably 90 seconds. It was done. And then I printed it out. And you would think that somebody spent some time writing this. And then it asks you at the end, is this close enough, or would you like me to try again? And then you can select it to try again, and then it will give you another iteration, and then you can make some comments back as the computer learns what it is that it's trying to hunt for, or the essence of what it's trying to get across. Yeah, so let's, maybe this is appropriate. Get out of the way, maybe.
It's the computer is speaking to us. Humans, get out of way.
Running around fixing this and that, giving it up to God, then taking it back. Just release and let it go. You don't even have to think about it no more, so get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out the way and let God do His thing. You look like the weight of the world's on your back. Just take a deep breath and cut yourself some slack. All that drama ain't good for you. You couldn't change what is if you wanted to, so get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out the way and river's gonna flow, the tide's gonna rise without your say-so. The universe is working and the good is flowing. You don't plant a seed, then dig it up to see if it's growing. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out the way and let God do his thing. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out the way and let God do his thing.
Right. Two. No computer will ever replace Sharon. Me, probably, but Sharon, no.
And so I'm wondering, what the heck am I doing here? I prepared this talk actually. Am I on okay? No. How's that? Is that better? No. We can hear you though. They can hear me in house. Says I'm on. Oh,
Oh.
have we got a battery?
Is this part of the things you fixed?
I have a flashing red light.
Oh, that's not good.
Uh-oh.
Flashing red light is bad.
2 batteries.
Yeah. Patricia doesn't just fix people. We tell those batteries to get out of the way. Get out of the Yeah, I think so. Oh, fingers crossed.
Good morning. Hey. Okay, so I'm just going to put that there. So I actually started to write this talk after last week when we had a new family with 3 kids here. And I said, oh, I want to get these kids. So I wrote this talk hoping they'd be here. But, you know, the right people are here. So the people I've fixed. Ever try and fix somebody? Oh, yeah,
Yes.
all the times. Sometimes the urge to fix people up comes from judgment and kind of self-centeredness. And sometimes it comes from kindness and love, like the song from Coldplay, you know that one, Fix You? And if you listen to that song, it's not I will fix you, it's I will try to fix you. It's kind of a subtle acknowledgement that we really can't fix each other. And of course, that is a primary part of Unity's teaching. We can't fix each other. We can only fix, if there is anything to be fixed, we can only fix the way we are with other people, with each other. In the old days, you know, when in the days of low tech, we used to record the Sunday talks on CDs, and I hate to admit it, I used to record mine on cassettes. And people would take them home and give them to the people in their house that needed them, you know. Oh, this is just what my son needs. And they could take them home and they were going to fix their family up. You know, when your son comes to the realization, figures out that he needs something, he will find it on his own. Because we can't fix other people. We can't make them more like they're supposed to be. More like me, right? Ever try to get your parents to understand you when you were kids? Well, all the other kids' parents are letting them go. And the parents could not understand that. And then the parents would try to get the kids to understand that I'm not letting you go because I love you and I want to keep you safe. And you go round and round and round and nobody ever understood anybody or fixed anybody up, right? So rather than try to change the people, it's better to change the way we relate with the people, what our relationship is. So we can make things better in 2 ways. We can make things better in our response to people who need fixing. If we respond differently, things might get better. Or we can make the choice that they don't need fixing, that they're all right just the way they are. And as I was writing that, I came to mind the way Thomas popped up one day when we were acknowledging the children, saying, "We love you just the way you are." And he said, just is a limiting word. So we changed it to exactly the way you are. And kids are right exactly the way we are because we say so. And that's true in all our relationships with people. They are the way we say they are. And they're not broken just because they don't think the same way that we do, right? I see nudges in the audience. We can fix lots of things. In fact, most everything can be fixed by us. We've got tools for that, right? Most of us can use a hammer and nails or a glue gun or a screwdriver or a drill. And there's a number of videos on the internet. Hearing this GP, whatever it is, chat. I never heard of that one, but I know if I go on and Google things, how to fix things, there's videos that come up, say, 42 ways to fix things around the house you never knew about. And they're amazing little tricks and treats. Using tools, common tools, and you use things in an innovative way. A magnet or a siphon, or oil and vinegar to restore scratched furniture, or lemon juice to take the rust off a drill bit. You drill twice into the lemon and the juice, and the rust is gone. Who knew? A pencil eraser. You take a razor blade and cut a slit in the pencil eraser. It holds the nail while you hammer it in, so you don't hurt your thumb.
That's too smart.
There's so much we can learn. And then there's double-sided tape and duct tape, right? We can fix anything. In fact, I have often said, give me a roll of duct tape, a can of WD-40, and a knitting needle, and I can fix anything. Most anything. But not people. Because physical tools don't fix people. Well, maybe some of the medical, instruments can fix our bodies, but they can't fix the self that's in the body. So do we have tools for healing the self? Well, of course we do. We're unity, right? And of course, those tools are not physical tools. They're spiritual tools, right? So they would be everybody's waiting for me to say something. I was expecting the answer for you. So metaphorically, duct tape, WD-40, and knitting needles are our spiritual tools. So our spiritual duct tape is what sticks us together. And when we work from the knowledge that we are all one and we're stuck together for all eternity, you get that? All of us, for all eternity, for everybody. And we're learning together and we're experiencing together and we're learning and experiencing and caught up in the same drama. Ever been in a play? And every actor plays their own part and does their own thing, but it's the same thing, right? All caught up playing our own part. And when we realize that that we are all one, we realize that we can't hurt anyone else without hurting ourselves. And every kind word or loving act benefits all of us. And that when we hurt another, we hurt ourselves. And we can't be happy when those about us are hurting or unhappy. You ever had an argument with your mother that you won? And it didn't feel great? When my mother was in her late 70s, she had surgery and wasn't well. I moved in to help look after her. And one day she was doing something in the kitchen, and I said to her, sit down, go sit down. And she leaned on the counter and burst into tears. And I felt just, I meant to help, but I disempowered her. I took away her self-ability. So when we hurt somebody else, we can't be happy ourselves. So, duct tape, we are stuck together. Lesson number 2. Metaphorically, the spiritual WD-40 is non-attachment. You know how non-attachment kind of loosens everything up? Thomas spoke last week, right, about the 4 noble truths of Buddhism, and that we all will experience some suffering in our lives. And the way to ease the suffering is to let go of the attachment. And that's the attachment to things, to people, and to circumstances, and the way things should be. We need to let go of all that. And need to let go of the idea that our happiness depends upon anything other than our choice to be happy. That's the only thing. So non-attachment doesn't mean that we shouldn't have things and enjoy things and people and circumstances. It means acknowledging our own responsibility for how we are with those things, our own happiness, and acknowledging that we can choose our own happiness, and that we have the ability and the power within us to keep on choosing happiness no matter what anyone else is doing or not doing. That's self-responsibility. And that is the greatest, most powerful thing that we teach here. That we're responsible for our own lives. We have created our lives. Life is not just happening to us. We are constantly lifing, creating every moment. And if our lives are not what we want them to be, we shouldn't beat ourselves up and feel bad about that. My father used to say when I was a teenager and he'd correct me, I'd say, "Well, I'm sorry." Yeah, you've done that. And he would say, "Don't be sorry, just don't do it again. Don't feel bad, just change it. And if you have created circumstances that you don't like, that means that you've created, it means you also have the ability to uncreate them and recreate them another way." We need to be conscious about what we're thinking and what we're believing, yeah? Even if it feels like we can't change anything, we can always change what we do about anything, how we think about anything, and what we believe about anything, and how we respond to anything. And that is our superpower, yes? Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the spiritual knitting needle. I really can fix almost anything with a knitting needle. But it represents our ability to create, to take the raw materials that are at hand and create something beautiful about that. And again, not physical raw materials, but spiritual attributes like kindness and forgiveness. We can take those and make something beautiful. Or maybe Unity's 12 powers, which are, if you don't know, faith, strength, wisdom, love, power, understanding, imagination, will, zeal, order, elimination, and life. We all have those powers. I didn't have to study for 6 years because I learned those real quick. Those are the spiritual knitting needles that allow us to create something solid and lasting and beautiful. Consider this scene. Many of you know I was in a play a couple of years ago, Grace and Glory. And Grace was a 90-year-old woman who was dying. And she lived up in the hills of West Virginia, and her estate was being torn down around her because some big people had bought it and they were going to build condos or something. And so she has nobody because she's outlived her whole family. Only one great niece down in Mobile. So she's knitting a sweater for her great niece. And it's into the sweater she's knitting the orchard, the apple orchard, so she can remember. Because she wants to leave something of herself behind. And she gets a video camera and she's going to record a message to her great niece. You know, we all want to hear what the old folks have to say, and she had nobody to tell it to. So she's doing this video, and she says, "Life is, maybe it's kind of like this sweater. You see, every stitch in this sweater, they ain't much by themselves, but you break even one, and the whole sweater falls apart. Now, I might not know what my life's been for, Luann, but I do know God put me on this earth for a reason, even if it was only like a stitch in the middle of this sweater, to hold on with one hand to the stitch that comes before me, and with the other hand to the stitch that comes after. If that's all I was put here to do, it's still a mighty important thing. And that makes me a mighty important person. I think that's all God wants us to do, honey. Hold on to each other, and to the sweet life it gives us with all our might. Guess that's about all I got to say. And you know, possibly the best tool we have is to be willing to listen to the elders, to be coached, to be willing to learn from other people's experiences and stories. So ask some of the old people in your life, me for instance, your grandparents maybe. What are the greatest lessons you've learned in your life? And then listen. And listen if you have friends or contacts from a different culture, a different ethnic group or faith understanding. Ask them, what have you learned from your life experience? Because we've all got things, and they're so great to equip us to deal with things. Stories, life stories, and books. And we're blessed to have so many authors writing about these teachings of unity, the Fillmores and Emily Cady and Eric Butterworth, all those great writers, those classic writers, and so many more. Writing, was like 20 years ago, everybody thought the law of attraction was something new. It's just being recirculated again. And it's the same teachings told in different ways. There's so much wisdom in all those self-help books and self-awareness books and spiritual books, and new ones every day coming out. And there's wisdom in real life stories and in fictional stories too, yeah? You ever read a fictional story that, oh my God, I learned so much from that? One of the greatest story maker-uppers of all time is Dr. Seuss. And one of Dr. Seuss's books is often given as a graduation gift to young people as they finish their schooling and move on to their education. But every day in our lives is actually a graduation, isn't it? From one yesterday to a better today. And to me, this book that I'm going to share with you is such a great story for kids because it lets kids know what to expect as they move into the stages of life. It's very motivating and uplifting, but it's also very realistic. Some of the, it's sort of a these are some of the challenges you might face. We all do. And here's what to expect, and here's what to do about it. And it's offered with humor and love. And it's also great for adults because, well, we've been there. We've been there to all these places and learned all these things. And look how great we turned out, right? So with gratitude and apologies to Dr. Seuss, oh, the places you'll go. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own. And you know what you know. And you are the guy who'll decide where to go. You'll look up streets and down streets. Look them over with care. About some you will say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not-so-great street. And you may not find any you'll want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. It's opener there in the wide open air. Out there, things can happen, and frequently do, to people as brainy and footsy as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew, just go right along. You'll start happening too. Oh, the places you'll go. You'll be on your way up. You'll be seeing great sights. You'll join the high flyers who soar to great heights. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang and you'll soon take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be the best of the best. Wherever you go, you will top all the rest. Except when you don't. Because sometimes you won't. I'm sorry to say so, but sadly it's true that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. You can get all hung up in a prickly perch, and your gang will fly on. You'll be left in a lurch. You'll come down from the lurch with an unpleasant bump, and the chances are then you'll be in a slump. And when you're in a slump, you're not in for much fun. Unslumping yourself is not easily done. You can get so confused that you'll start into race down long, wiggled roads at a breaknecking pace and grind on for miles across weirdish wild space, headed, I fear, towards a most useless place, the waiting place, for people just waiting. waiting for a train to go, or a bus to come, or a plane to go, or the mail to come, or the rain to go, or the phone to ring, or the snow to snow, or the waiting around for a yes or no, or waiting for their hair to grow. Everyone is just waiting. Waiting for the fish to bite, or waiting for the wind to fly a kite, or waiting around for Friday night, or waiting perhaps for Uncle Jake, or a pot to boil, or a better break, or a string of pearls, or a pair of pants, or a wig with curls, or another chance. Everyone is just waiting. No, that's not for you. Somehow you'll escape all that waiting and staying. You'll find the bright places where boom bands are playing. With banner flapping, once more you'll ride high, ready for anything under the sky. Ready because you're that kind of guy. Oh, the places you'll go. There's fun to be done. There are points to be scored. There are games to be won. And the magical things you can do with that ball will make you the winningest winner of all. Fame. You'll be as famous can be, with the whole wide world watching you win on TV. Except when they don't. Because sometimes they won't. I'm afraid that sometimes you'll play lonely games too. Games you can't win because you'll play against you, all alone. Whether you like it or not, alone will be something you'll be quite a lot. And when you're alone, there's a very good chance you'll meet things that scare you right out of your pants. There are some down the road between hither and yon that can scare you so much you won't want to go on. But on you will go, though the weather be foul. On you will go, though your enemies prowl. On you will go, though the hack-and-cracks howl. Onward up many a frightening creek, though your arms may get sore and your sneakers may leak. On and on you will hike, and I know you'll hike far, and face up to your problems, whatever they are. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98 3/4% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. So, be your name Bixbaum or Bixby or Bray or Mordecai Ally Van Allen O'Shea, you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting. So get on your way. So, right? So lessons don't have to be boring, right? So summary today. You're smart. To find your dream, the mountain is waiting for you. You're smart enough to do that. And you're strong enough to climb your mountain. You have choices. You have choices. You'll make mistakes. You'll make mistakes. You'll have more choices. You'll learn. You'll always have choices. Life is a balancing act. Find the balance. Don't wait around for something else outside yourself to happen. You got the power in you. Go for it. Guess that's about all I got to say. Namaste.
When I pray, I feel my heart go deep.
And so I invite you to join me now in a short meditation as we just relax our bodies, relax our minds, and just feeling our hearts and our souls going deeper into the everythingness that is God, deeper into the oneness that is God, Spirit, deeper into the infinite mind that connects us, deeper into the love that is God. And reminding ourselves that it is when we surrender our little s selves to the big S, common self, the one, that we experience the benefits, the blessings of love, of joy, of beauty. Knowing that our immersion in the one empowers us. We step forward into the next day of our lives, radiating joy, kindness, forgiveness, acceptance. And we make the choice moment by moment by moment. All is well. All things work together for good. And so it is.
Clicked on it and I signed up for the free trial and I hit go and it was like and I was like, aha, no, not replaced yet. So I probably have another 6 months. Gonna make the most of it. Maybe I'll invest in ChatGPT.
All you have to do is give it a thumbs down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is a bad AI. Yeah. No, anyway. So it actually it took me a minute. I started thinking like, well, what's the point of being a musician then? And I remembered something my old saxophone teacher, Monique Nordine, the great Monique Nordine, said to me at 8:00 o'clock in the morning on a Monday, which is never a good time for a saxophone lesson. But she said, we were studying something very complicated. And she said, well, just remember, Nico, it's all pretty melodies. There was no further explanation. It's all pretty melodies. And the older I get, the more I believe that. So here's some pretty melodies. Because it's all pretty melodies.
Thank you, Nico. Thank you, Reverend. Was that a jab at me there? The 12 powers? It didn't take you 5 years to know that? Oh, okay. Just checking. It's okay. choose how I want to take it. What would make me suffer more? That is the option. Yes. Announcements. It's openings for sacred service. Okay. And you can contact Tina Manders at shaw.ca. There's building cleaning. There's yard maintenance. There's special events. There's administrative duties. Computer or social media skills. Hospitality. Do you have a truck? Anybody here have a truck? Anybody online? And then some barbecue chefs. So these, I don't know.
They're just evaluating our taste in transportation.
Yes. I have a truck.
I have a trailer, but
These are all opportunities to get involved in sacred service here at Unity Vancouver Island. In Victoria, at the First Metropolitan United Church on Monday, May 1st at 1 p.m., there's a prayer circle. On Monday, May 8th at 1 p.m., there's a guest speaker, the nurse practitioner. In Comox, prayer circles are the second and fourth Tuesdays at 11:30, and the next in-person service is Sunday, May 7th with speaker Judy Murakami. And there's a potluck to follow that. And of course, all of these events, everything that we're talking about here, you can find at our unityvancouverisland.com webpage. Earth Day, gardening party and potluck lunch this Saturday, April 22nd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And is there a place to sign up for that or just show up? Just show up here at the Unity Spiritual Center here in Nanaimo. The Nico Rhodes Choir is next Sunday, April 23rd at 3 p.m. You can reserve your ticket at nicoroadsmusic@gmail.com. Suggested donation is $20. And it is by reservation, correct?
yes.
Would you like to say more about that?
No. I think that by reservation is a good point because depending on how many of the choir members are bringing people, it's going to get full pretty fast.
Okay.
They'll be here.
Be here.
Be here.
In this room.
And if you don't want to come to that, you could always come to my show the night before at the Port.
Okay.
Just saying.
So that's 3 o'clock next Sunday here for the Nico Rhodes Choir. All right, and unitycanada.org spirit groups, you can register at, there's a website there, How to Pray Without Talking to God, Affirmative Empowering Prayer, 6-week book study, followed by a weekly prayer circle. And that's with Brenda Riviera and Catherine Kraus. Sharing Wisdom, that is on Wednesday, April 26th, starting at 1:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's for 8 weeks. That'll be on Zoom. And then for locally here on April 30th, so that's 2 Sundays from today, 2 weeks from today, we will be at the Cavallati, thank you, the Cavallati Lodge, where everybody is welcome. We'll have a massive space there with lots of chairs and ability for people to join us for Sunday service, and we will have music as well there. It'll all be fantastic.
Is that a picture of the actual event there? With the
Let's go back. I'm not sure. Yes.
I think that was Unity partying last night.
Yes, there will be a mosh pit for this Sunday service. So be prepared. Okay.
Got you.
The Soul Excavation, the workshop with Lasia Kahut is on, Sunday, May 7th, 1 to 3 p.m. So that'll be after service here in Nanaimo. There'll be service and then a small break, and then you can join in for that workshop. And the Full Moon Circle Women's Group with Sharon McLeod, that is, next circle is on Sunday, May 7th at 7 p.m., and it's in the meditation room in Nanaimo, so that's just down the hall from here. And you can get info and registration with mcleods_1@hotmail.com. And in-person meditation is back at 10 o'clock start before Sunday service here in Nanaimo, and that's in the meditation room down the hall. You can come in for 10 a.m. till 10:15, and it begins prompt, and the door is locked. Well.
So we locked from the Outside?
Yes, you will be locked in.
You will meditate.
You will meditate, because we believe in choice here at Unity. You made the choice, so now you will stay with that choice. Oh. Ongoing in Nanaimo, we have the Being Man men's group, Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. We have the Full Moon Circle women's group with Sharon and I host the Being Man's group, but we have a collection of great men, great ideas there. And A Course in Miracles study group is Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. But that's not the right email.
It's all correct, but it's at yahoo.ca.
Okay, so it's Leanne_Moores at yahoo.ca. There we go. That's the...
Yahoo!
And there's also Seated Tai Chi on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. with Rick, Standard and Ongoing Tai Chi with Kareen Hollier. That's on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. And Games Night, first and third Fridays of each month at 6:30 p.m. That's all here in this center here in Nanaimo. And please join me for our affirmation. I salute the divinity in myself. I am strong and able. I can do all that I need to do this day. My mind is alert, my body vital and healthy, and my way is strewn with golden opportunities. No matter what this day will bring to me, there is that in me that is great enough to meet it, overcome it, and be blessed by it. And so it is. We don't have any children present today, so let's just move on to the children's blessing. We see the divine light shining as you. We love and appreciate you exactly the way you are. And thank you for our abundance, your time, talent, and treasures. And if you are considering making a financial to Unity Vancouver Island, you can do that at donations@unityvancouverisland.com is the email address. You can leave something here if you're present. You can mail a check in if you would like, and that address is 2325 East Wellington Road. Yeah, we are a abundantly blessed community. So thank you, everybody that's here, and thank you, everybody that is in service watching, either live or the recording. We really appreciate it. And there is a tithing update. So Unity Vancouver Island tithes 10% of all revenue, 5% to Unity Canada, 5% to organizations making a difference in our community. And this is the way it's going to be laid out going forward. The first quarter, the Comox Valley area will decide which organization they would like to support. The second quarter, Nanaimo will decide which organization they would like to support. The third quarter is to Victoria. And then the fourth quarter, we will do something that is on a national or international scale. So third quarter 2022 was to the Mustard Seed Street Church and First Metropolitan United Church in Victoria, and we tithed $1,218.07 to each one of those. I see there's two, okay. Yeah, there's two there, all right. And please join me now for our prayer of protection or for protection. The light that is God surrounds us. We are one with the light. The love that is God enfolds us. We are one with the love. The power that is God protects us. We are one with the power. The presence that is God watches over us. We are one with the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And so it is. Amen.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With love as our center, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Thank you very much.